it was just a matter of time before me learning what I had to do to be able to be out there and for the coaches to trust me to be out there. When I look in the mirror every day, I know who I am as a player, as a person. And every time I take the field, I feel like I'm the best player. Ever since I started playing football at the age of 5, I always felt like I'm going to be the best player out here. It don't matter where you from, what you do, it don't matter.
Shoot, I'm here with Derwin James, the 2-time Pro Bowler,
For sure.
2-time All-Pro. Did they snub you this year on the All-Pro?
Yeah, I ain't make it this year. I ain't make it, bro.
I looked on Wikipedia. It said you made it.
Nah, Wikipedia, see, they felt like I did it.
They felt like you did it?
Yeah, man. But, we'll get it back next year.
They snubbed. You know what else they snubbed you on?
Whatever.
Comeback Player of the Year.
Like I said, man, all I can control is what I can control. I'm going to be back out there, even stronger next year.
Bro, I feel like you and I have a little bit of similar stories with the injury stuff. It was cool to be back out there with you this year.
Yeah, for sure, bro. I definitely had fun, just going through all the adversity we went through, just those training room talks that we had,
Yeah.
and to finally be back out there, it felt good.
And we're going to be nice this year.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
We were just talking a little bit. You know JC, huh?
Yeah, me and JC, we got to play ball in high school together, so the chemistry's already there. I know what type of player that's coming in, ball hawk. Everybody's going to love him. Y'all will see.
And I love the Khalil Mack signing.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, as a linebacker, second level.
Yeah, that's going to help everybody.
See, but he's so good at setting the edge in the run game and just knocking people back that as you're scraping floor, I mean, you darn near play linebacker too.
Yeah,
you play all over the place.
For sure.
All right, let's so I want to go back a little bit and talk about your days. You're from Polk County.
Yep.
I know you love Polk County. You and Mike Pounce.
Come on, man. Polk County got the best athletes, man. Y'all come on now. I think we got a number 1 corner down there right now anyway.
So what are your thoughts, though, on the debate in terms of football athletes? Is it Texas, Florida, California? What do you order it in terms of output? Which state produces? Is it Florida?
Yeah, Florida's definitely number 1. I say Georgia, they got some athletes. Y'all sleep on Georgia. I mean,
yeah.
And then I say Texas, and then California, they got some athletes too. And then there's some small places, but
Ohio,
man, Florida really, like, it ain't even comparable to Florida. I mean, you play ball, like all the athletes I'm sure you played from Florida was pretty good.
And the thing that just shocks me is how like big and fast all these high school guys and gals are. Like, I saw a video on Twitter. I don't know if you saw this. That 6'5", like 240 pound.
Oh yeah, the DN running a 10-3. Yeah, that's wild, bro. What state was that?
10-3.
What state was that?
I don't know. I'm gonna guess Florida.
Yeah, I hope it was Florida for sure. That's insane.
So what was growing up in Polk County like? Was it just you were playing sports year round? Like, was your father an athlete? Were your brothers athletes? Like, what was life like for you as a youngster?
So growing up, man, Polk County, everybody knows everybody. Small country town. My dad, he played football. I always ask the older people in the community, and everybody always tell me, man, your dad was really good. And they say he played running back both ways. In high school, he'll have 15 tackles on defense, and then on offense, he'll have 200 rushing yards with 3-4 touchdowns. So just seeing some of the newspaper clippings, because he got photos, he got his little scrapbook. When I go back home. It's crazy. And then I just say, man, the competition down there, ever since you're a little boy, I mean, the people you're playing against are like, they're just like you. You look across from you, it's very competitive. And everybody want to make it out. Everybody want to have that drive. You know what I mean? And I was one of the ones, fortunate to make it out, blessed. And like I say, I went against a lot of tough talent down there in Polk County, small town.
Did your dad, did he play college ball or?
Yeah, he went to Michigan, a small JUCO in Michigan, but he got hurt. He had hurt his knee, and he just came home with my mom. She was taking care of me. She was a single mom, so he wanted to come help her a little bit, and it went from there.
That's cool your dad did that.
Yeah.
It's so unfortunate. Like, I feel like there's so many great players that career gets cut short
due
to injury.
Whether injury or, some of the small things that, people can't battle back from or adversity hits, so,
My grandfather was the same way. He was like so my dad, he didn't really he played like baseball and soccer, but he wasn't like a great athlete. My mom did like cheerleading in high school. So when my brother and I and my sister, really all 5 of us were like pretty athletic, and we're like, where did we get these athletic genes from? It was my grandfather, who actually recently just passed away in December, but was a huge part.
Sorry about that, bro.
Yeah, he was, but he was a great guy. And similar story to your dad. He had like a knee injury that like he was an All-American basketball and football, and ended up having like a knee and a shoulder deal that kept him from playing.
And that's the same. And then my mom, that's how my mom and my dad kind of met. They both ran track, and my mom was, of course, younger than my dad. So, you know, she was a freshman. He was much older in high school, and, you know, they met through track, and, you know, they had me from there.
So who were some of like you mentioned like friends and buddies like growing up, and it was just super competitive, and everybody was kind of this culture of everybody just pushing each other. Who were some of those guys like growing up that you remember linking arms with, battling against year in, year out?
I say for my age, it's guys like, you know, we played Ray McLeod with the Steelers. We grew up playing against each other in high school. I can name many more guys. They're not on the NFL level, but they've either played Division I football or they played at a high level. But like I say, man, it's a lot of guys down there, whether it's getting in trouble with the law or, you know, having kids in high school, you know, that get their dreams cut short because, you know, it was a lot of guys just as talented as me down there, but they never got the same opportunity. So that's kind of like what it is down there, you know what I mean?
So were you did you kind of have somebody like mentoring you to like help with some of those decision-making things to make sure you made it out? Like what was...
So I really had my mom. My mom was there for me. You know, when I was early growing up, you know, where I was from, Haines City, Florida, I had a lot of friends, and, you know, I'd get in trouble in school, and then my mom, she wasn't liking that. So she decided me, my younger sister, which is 2-3 years younger than me, and my stepdad, we all moved our whole family away from my hometown. We moved like 30, 40 minutes when I was in the 5th grade. I didn't have any friends, didn't know anybody. Like, she just moved everybody because and then like later when she seen I was more mature and, you know, going to school, taking school more serious, like doing my work, like she really seen that I had a gift. So it was that sacrifice right there. I feel like that helped me get to where I'm at right now. You know what I mean? Moved the whole family, like changed my sister's school. Like they had to do their jobs, like my stepdad job, like everything.
What were you mad?
Hell yeah, I was mad. I was mad because I was like, man, I got to move away from all my homies, all my friends. So, like, me, you know, I used to be mad, and it was like 20, 30 minutes from where I had moved to. I used to catch, like, the city bus still to go back and play with my friends just to play football and then catch the city bus to come back, you know what I mean, where we lived at, you know, and then catch a ride or whatever I had to do to still go hang with my friends. But and at the same time, making the friends that I already had there, you know, that's why I got to, like, meet so many people and, like, was competitive against so many, like, neighborhoods because I'm going to, like, every neighborhood and I'm playing against everybody, you feel me?
So when you moved, was it just like a better environment?
Yeah, better environment. You know, I was a predominantly like Puerto Rican and African American school at my first school, and then it was just mostly like white, and there wasn't that many people at my other school. So, you know, I had to go in and make new friends, and it was a lot different for me. You know what I mean?
What was that process like of making like new friends? Did it just come? I feel like,
yeah.
I mean, when I met you,
yeah, no, for me it came easy. Yeah, it came for me. Like I said, it came easy because, like, man, I don't care what color you are. I don't care about nothing. As a kid, I just wanted to play. I just want to, like, if you're a kid, I'm a kid. If you got a football, let's throw the football. If you got a basketball, let's play. And I was always like that. So, you know, it wasn't hard for me to make friends or make relationships. So it was easy.
I feel like that's one of the things I love just about the locker room, and even like everything that's happened over the past years with just the division, and you just turn on social media and it's just hate being spewed everywhere. Yeah. Like I never felt when we had conversations like on our team, like I didn't feel that type of division. I never have. It didn't matter black, white, brown.
Yeah, it don't matter.
Whatever. It's kind of it's a cool culture, and I think it's a culture that we can learn from. We can use sports as something to like learn from, to just apply to everyday culture and like understanding one another, you know?
Yeah, and I feel like, bro, that's really what got us both here, because I feel like the relationships and, you know, the stuff you learn and the battles, the hardships and everything you learn through football and the lessons it teaches you, I feel like it prepares you for life. And I feel like, man, like everything we go through is because of football.
What age did you stop like being resentful toward your mom for moving? So you're mad right away.
So she moved me when I was 10 in the 5th grade. We moved when I was 10.
Here, try to stay like
My
right
bad.
here.
So she moved me when I was 10 in the 5th grade, and she didn't let me go home to the 11th grade till I was more mature. And she let me go graduate with my friends like back in Haines City. So that was from 5th grade all the way to 11th grade. I had to really like learn and meet new people, and like it was just like different from me. And then when I finally got to the 7th, 8th grade, I made the honor roll, bro, like for the first time, like. Oh. And it was just like, it felt good, like going home, because I used to have to like lie about like my grades sometimes, like early growing up, because I was like the class clown. I was like giving everybody a laugh, like, you know what I mean? It wasn't that I was like disrespectful or nothing, but I just wanted everybody like to laugh in the classroom. Even like the teacher, I wanted her to laugh. So just doing that. And then when I finally like in 7th or 8th grade, I made like AB honor roll, and it felt good. I was like, I went home, I was proud about it. So I was like, yeah, that felt good. So ever since then, I just kept going. Went to college, made the honor roll again. So then it was the same thing.
So making the honor roll, you're like, maybe mom was right.
Yeah, because it was like, right. I still was cool. Like I still was me. I still was me in the neighborhood. Because, you know, like growing up as a kid, like I know where I'm growing up. Growing up where I'm from, it's like school wasn't cool to everybody, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? It's like people want to play. They want to hang out. They don't really like, I mean, like they didn't really think much of school. So like for me to be able to go do that, that's what made me like think in my head, I can be smart and I can have my same friends that I want to play with and still do what I want to do and get somewhere in life. You know what I mean?
You know what's interesting? I used to get thrown into detention all the time for talking.
Yeah.
Like my teachers would be like, you have to be quiet. But I would be like wanting to talk. Yeah. I would be wanting to
It's
crack
not that
jokes.
you're a bad kid.
That's the thing with our school systems is like they're these kids who just they're just outgoing. They're just playful. Yeah. I mean, cooping kids inside classrooms for 3 and 4 hours on end before they get to go outside for recess and then having to do it again.
Yeah.
It's hard on kids.
Yeah.
I feel like it's especially hard on like boys with like high levels of testosterone who are just going stir crazy sitting in a desk.
Yeah, for me, especially somebody like me, I'm waiting on PE lunch to hit, and I'm like you saying, man, sitting in the class like for a long time. You know, I was a very smart person, but I want to get a laugh out of it. I want to make somebody laugh, and that was my problem. It wasn't that I was, you know, that is disrespectful, you know, doing that in the class, but it wasn't like I'm cussing the teacher out or just being bad or just throwing stuff across the room. No, I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? But you know, I learned a lot through it, man.
What so you mentioned that you still stayed in close contact with your friends and that you still graduated with them.
Yeah.
That's so interesting to me. So I moved across state lines though. So I moved from Tennessee to Indiana when I graduated 5th grade for my dad's job. But like I didn't stay in like really close contact with any of my friends in Tennessee, maybe like 1 or 2 of them.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to me that you moved and like you were taking the city bus. Was it just like they were just like brothers and sisters? Like
it's just like that. Brothers is like where I'm from, it's like they're your friends, but you feel like they're your cousin. Like it's like they're like your brother, your cousin. Like it's like country is small. Everybody know everybody. So it's like it felt like family. So I felt like that's why I wanted to go play at. That's why all the competition was. You know what I mean? When I went and moved to that new school and we finally got to play my old team in Pop Warner and I went back to my hometown to play with my new team, it felt like, you know what I mean? It felt weird kind of because, you know, I was on a new team and like.
Who won that game?
We won that game, but they was trying to kill me that game. Like they was mad at me, but you know what I mean? So they was like, because I played running back and they was just trying to take my head off like every play. Like every time I got it, like they're swarming. Like they're not even worried about nobody else. So it was just like you had to get used to that.
What was like your go-to move as a running back? Were you like a
one step, one cut?
You were a one cut guy.
One cut, off 1 foot, keep going. So if I'm running at you this way, I'm gonna lean right and I'm gonna try to one cut you to keep going.
And did you always have like long arms, like
stiff arm? One cut, stiff arm, or I can shake you or jump over you, whatever I feel like in the moment. So really,
you're Superman.
No, not Superman, but I really, bro. True story. I played like offense my whole life. I didn't play defense until like really like the 9th grade. That was the only position open on varsity. So I was like, I'm not playing JV football on Thursday night. I need to be playing on Friday night. But the only position was open was safety. But I'm like, should I play safety? Like I had never played safety. I was quarterback, running back. Like all my friends, you asked them, I played offense. Like that's all I did. But I'm like, man, I'll play safety, man. Put me out there. I started watching videos and stuff, YouTube, started going to camps, started doing all that. And then, man, I got my first offer coming into 9th grade from Florida State, my favorite school. and it was just.
Why were they your favorite school? Was it like everybody growing up in Polk County? Was it a divide like Florida and Florida State?
So it's Miami. So what it is bro. So we're 2 hours from Gainesville, my hometown. We're 4 hours from Tallahassee, and we're 4 hours from Miami. So it's like everybody split from like three ways, and like a lot of people like Miami. Like my dad is a Miami Hurricane fan, and then my mom, she was a Florida Gator fan growing up, and my stepdad was a Florida State fan. So it was like I liked the Florida State because when I was a kid, when I used to see that horse, the white and black horse, when I seen Renegade, man, get that spear and just plant it in. I don't know. Even as a kid, I just used to like it. You know what I mean? And I just grew more and more on Florida State.
So you weren't a Miami guy like Ed Reed
and then I had my cousin Mike James. He played running back. He played in the league a couple years with Tampa Bay Bucks. He was even Miami. My dad was Miami. Like everybody I knew was like Derwin James. My other cousin played at Miami. Like everybody, but Florida State.
So my freshman year at Notre Dame, what was your first year at Florida State?
I didn't get to play. I played 2015. That was my first year.
Okay, so in 2014, when y'all had Jameis, we came to y'all's house, and
I was at that game,
bro. So why I bring it up? Florida State was the loudest stadium I ever played in.
Yeah,
and bro, the chant, like the fans, like I could see why.
Man, it's just the atmosphere. It's nothing like that, bro. When you hear that Tomahawk, and like I say, I don't like when we play the Chiefs because they play the same thing, and it kind of take me back to my college days. So
I think they're rooting for you.
Yeah, I'm thinking they're rooting for me, so it kind of take me back to my college days, man. But like I said, I love hearing that sound, man. And when those 86,000 plus fans, it's nothing like it, man.
Dang, bro, that game for me was. I literally remember I couldn't hear in my ears. I remember Everett like dropping back, finding Corey Robinson in the end zone. And they throw a flag like 10 seconds, like honestly, probably like a minute later.
Yeah.
It was not a pick.
You can't do that, man. You can't.
It was not a pick. We ran the same play earlier in the game.
Oh, man.
Touchdown.
The refs called it, man.
Well, what's going on with Florida State right now? Bro, they're on the slow decline. What needs to change?
No, I feel like Florida State, man, just need to just find their identity. You know what I mean? And find that consistent identity of who they want to be as a team. I feel like, they have the guys, good coaches down there, and Coach Norvell and Coach Hagans. I feel like they're going to do a great job turning that program around into what it needs to be. But I feel like, just getting the right guys back in there, and it'll be where it need to be at.
Do you feel like, because I feel like Miami, Florida, and Florida State have all, like, they were really, really good, like, about a decade ago.
Yeah.
And they've all kind of, like, mediumed out, like they're kind of just a middle of the road team.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're losing like a ton of recruits, like with this new like transfer portal, with social media, like?
Definitely. I definitely feel like, man, more kids are getting out the states, going to like Alabama, Ohio State, all these USCs. It's so much different now. Before, guys wasn't leaving Florida. You wasn't getting players out of Florida like that, how you are now. I mean, if you look at Alabama's whole team, they're from Florida. If you look at some of these teams' whole team, they're really from Florida. So, man, I just feel like, man, it's just in the next 5-10 years, it'll switch back to, it's just one of those waves. And I feel like, Florida State, Miami, Florida football will be back. What
was your best memory at Florida State? Like, when you think back, maybe it was a game, maybe it was.
Man, I say, man, it had to be when we played Florida and we went to their place and just demolished them in the swamp 28-2, and it was just like amazing, just getting the Gator head and having it in the locker room and celebrating.
Was that your freshman year?
No, that was my junior year. I never lost to Florida, and I lost to Miami one time on the last play of the game. Yeah, I never lost to Florida though.
Was it just was it something that was just more personal?
Yeah, it's personal. Yeah, anytime you plan, you go to them schools to play in those type of games. It don't matter, because my last year we wasn't like the standard of what we needed to be at Florida State, but we knew that playing Florida State, Miami, we wanted to win those games especially. And man, you want to win all of them, but especially those games.
So you left your junior year, right?
Yeah.
But so you came in. Did you start immediately as a freshman, or was there some competition?
So I early enrolled. I left high school in December, early enrolled in college in January 2015. And it was some competition coming in. It was like, man, we had a lot of safeties. We had Jalen Ramsey, Ronald Darby, PJ. Like, it was like a lot of guys coming in. And then that next year, I'm like, I don't care who's there because I was already committed in 2012 and I didn't go to school.
Hold on, y'all had P.J. Williams,
Ronald
Jalen
Darby,
Ramsey,
everybody, Lamarcus Joyner. They had everybody. So I'm looking at all these guys coming in. I'm like, okay, I'm coming in. Some of these guys are going to go to the draft. I knew Lamarcus was going to leave a couple guys, but I'm like, I really don't care who's there. I'm going to start. So I came in. I was in rotation, and then they put me in the game. I didn't start my first game, but they put me in after we was blowing them out, and I had some big hits. I almost had a pick. I got a little fumble recovery. So, like, I had a good game, and then the next game we was playing USF. I remember we was playing South Florida, and they put in a package called Cheetah Package. They put me in, and I had got a sack, and from there they had to make a new package for me to get on the field, and then I just started to get on the field more and more and more.
Were you like mad, like when you weren't starting? Like when something isn't going your way and it's like outside of your control? Like how do you deal with that?
No, I knew I was better. I just knew that it wasn't my time. I was just inexperienced. I just knew in my mind who I was, what type of player I was. I knew that I wasn't coming to Florida State to be on the bench, and I didn't care who was there. I was going to come in and play. So it was just a matter of time before me learning what I had to do to be able to be out there and for the coaches to trust me to be out there.
So how did you know you were better? Like if the coaches weren't starting you, was it just
what the Lord blessed me with? I feel like when I look in the mirror every day, I know who I am as a player, as a person, and every time I take the field, I feel like I'm the best player. That's really what it is, and I felt that same way ever since I started playing football at the age of 5. I always felt like I'm gonna be the best player out here. It don't matter where you from, what you do. It don't matter.
Did it take anybody like a parent? Like I know you said your mom was big. Did it take anybody like spewing that belief into you, or was it just kind of something that was internal?
No, it come from internal and then developing in the neighborhood that I grew up in. It gave me the confidence to go out and to compete against anybody in the world. I feel like I played against the best in my neighborhood, and then my mom giving me the work ethic, going to the gym, Gold's Gym every day with my mom. She'll take me to the gym with her, like from middle school all the way up, and just seeing her work ethic every day. I'm like, if my mom can do it, I can do it. You know what I mean?
So when you had, did you have a knee injury your second year?
Yeah, so I got my meniscus my second year in college.
So when you went through that, did that kind of, I don't know, take away from that belief that you would still be the best?
So listen,
did it drop your confidence?
No, so my first time ever getting hurt in my life, that was my first time ever having to have surgery in my life, ever like getting really hurt while I like didn't know what it was. So like after, like, it felt kind of weird because it was the second game of the season, and that was my first time like getting hurt playing a game that I love, like really hurt. So it was different for me. But in my mind, I'm like, how long is it gonna take me like to get back to what I need to do? Like I was already thinking like, what's next? And then I just already had the confidence that no matter what it was, I wasn't gonna let it stop me. I'm gonna keep going because I feel like a lot of people, like when you get hurt or when adversity comes, like you can either keep going or you can give up and just fold. And that's not what I was going to do. I was going to keep going hard and, just try to come back and come stronger. So every time I ever fail, like in life or something didn't go my way, I just feel like it's always a brighter day, a brighter road. And it may not feel good today, but later on it's going to feel good when you put in the work and do it the right way.
Bro, we have so many similarities. You might be slightly more athletic than me, just slightly, so slightly.
Nah, bro, you athletic.
But so my second year at Notre Dame, I had my first like injury ever, and I tore my ACL. Yeah. So knee injury as well. Yeah. And I remember the first time I tore my ACL, it was almost like this competitive thing. It was like, I'm gonna rehab faster than anybody's ever done, and I'm gonna come back stronger, and like it was cool. So 8 months later, fast forward, I'm playing really good football, playing at a really high level. Having probably the best game of my career. I had like seven tackles, like a big like fourth down TFL, broke up a pass in the end zone, like literally right before the second half. It was like a top 15 matchup against Georgia Tech. Yeah. And came down celebrating with my teammate and tore my other ACL.
Jeez.
And the second one was it took me longer. You know how there's that period of time after you get injured where it's like you're just sad.
Yeah,
you're just hurt,
depressed, bro. Every day,
it's grief. Mm-hmm. There's like a grieving period, and then it's kind of like you're back on the saddle. Yeah. Like I remember after that second one, like that grieving period, it took me a little bit longer to like, I don't know, reestablish myself and like get moving. again in the right direction.
And I say that, and I got a similar situation with that because I had to go in college my second year, and just all the thoughts in my head, like, man, I wanted to go to the NFL after 3 years and out, and is that in jeopardy? It's a lot of thoughts that go on in your head, because you want to come back and you want to be the person you was, and I just felt like, man, when I went down that time, I'm like, I'm going to come back stronger, end up having a good year to get me to the NFL, and then, like I said, I battled adversity again, had a great rookie year, All-Pro, Pro Bowl. Then the next year, I'm feeling good, more comfortable, and then, I hurt my foot in camp. You know what I mean? So now I'm like, man, like, dang, like, why, like, what I got to do, like, what is going to take? And then, 12 games go by, 14 games go by. I come finish the last 5. But, I still didn't feel like it was me. I didn't feel like it was enough. I didn't feel like I put my best forward. I didn't feel like that was the reason they drafted me, to come out and play. All the thoughts that go on in your head, and then, like I said, adversity comes the next year. So next year, all throughout the off season, I finished the last 5 games. I'm feeling good. I'm like, okay, I had the foot injury. I don't have to worry about anything. I'm going to come into next off season feeling good. I had a good off season, trained good, trained everything. Then get to training camp, same thing. You was out there. I mean, I just like go down non-contact. Just now it's my other meniscus. I'm like, man, that one really hit me like that. The back-to-back one hit me like no other one had hit me. But it was just like it really. I look myself in the mirror. I'm like, man, I really love football. This is what I want to do. And like it's still the same feeling I had from the first knee injury. I had the same fire to come back even more. A lot of people said, I couldn't come back. I couldn't be out there. I couldn't play, So, I just wanted to come back and prove to myself, like, I know who I am. When I wake up every day, I know what I can do. I know what I got in the tank. So, really just doing that. And like I said, I feel like this year is going to be even better. I feel like I'm in the prime of my career and I'm getting better and stronger. Like, no matter what I went through, whether it's the foot or the knee, I feel like every time I went through it, I got stronger and I got more explosive, got more faster. Like, you know what I mean?
Dude, you're one of the more optimistic people I know. I love that about you, bro. No, you really are. Like you always see, you always see on the up and up. It's I've met a lot of people in my career who they lose their love for the game because of injury, and it's unfortunate. I probably talk to, 4 or 5 kids a year that just call me about ACL rehab and just hearing the stories of people who get injured and just kind of I don't want to do this anymore. Yeah, like I'm done with it. And you're unique in that way that you've maintained like your passion through all of those injuries and adversities, man. It's cool. Sure. I want to talk a little bit about so your goal was to come out after 3 years at FSU, and you did that. Yeah. What was kind of that transition from college to the pros? Talk about that draft night in particular when you went 17th to the Chargers.
We got 17 this year too now.
I know. Which means it's going to be a great pick.
Yeah, for sure.
It's going to be a great pick. We can talk about that a little later. Talk about sitting in that green room. You were there on draft night.
Yeah, I was, man. So going into it, I was hearing that, I went on like 6-7 visits to teams. Like I went to Detroit. I went to a lot of different teams that said if I was there, they'll pick me. And, my draft class was loaded. I think we had like 5 quarterbacks going the first round. I mean, we had a lot of linemen and D linemen and stuff. But, I still felt like I was the best player, like in the draft. Honestly, when I was in the green room, I looked around and I still felt like I was one of the guys that should be selected, in the top 10. So, our time was going by, man, and it was just crazy being in that green room with your family. You work so hard, and, to see all the work that you put in finally, come forward. Because like I said, going into college, that was my goal. That's the reason I went early to, leave early. So, so just sitting in that green room, I just remember, man, the picks was going by, and it felt like it was going slower and slower. Like it felt like the teams won. You'll see like people around you, like when you're about to get picked, like literally your phone, they'll get the phone call, so you'll kind of know before it goes on the TV or whatever. So, I'm seeing guys next to me. I see Colton Miller, a couple guys go to the Raiders, a couple guys because his table was next to mine. And me and Lamar Jackson, we're just in there just looking at each other like, man, like we know we should be out here. Like we know we some of the top players, but, we went where we went. I feel like God brought me to L.A. because he felt like this where I needed to be. And, I'm happy that I'm here, honestly. So, really, man, that's it.
It's the same thing with injuries. I feel like God always has a plan and a purpose, and it's been a consistent theme in my life. Like, just like looking back on like God's faithfulness through it all, and like the valleys are a big part of like why I'm at where I'm at today.
For sure.
But I'm a little interested, like when those teams said, like, listen, Derwin, like if you're there, it's easy for us. Like we're picking you, and some of those teams passed on you.
Yeah.
Did you ever get like clarity on why they passed, or?
Man, I really don't know why they passed, but like I said, all I'm gonna do is keep playing ball. I'm gonna just keep playing ball for myself, because like I said, I know what type of player I am each and time I take the field. So my take gonna speak for itself.
I love your confidence, bro. I remember my draft night. My agent thought there was probably like a 75% chance I'd go on day 2.
Yeah.
And so he was actually selling it. He was like thinking very confidently that I was going to go on day 2. So I had Buffalo Wild Wings catered to the house. I had all my friends and family there, and we're sitting there. And the run at inside linebackers started kind of right at the beginning of the second round. The Detroit Lions took Jelani Tavai, I think like 41 or 42.
Yeah.
And then the run kind of started taking place. Well, Indianapolis was literally split between me and Bobby Okereke.
Yeah.
Who Bobby's having a fantastic career. Shout out to Bobby.
Yeah, for sure.
But I remember them passing up and my agent saying like, yeah, they're a little like some of the decision makers just wanted to go with Bobby. They felt like with Darius, they had similar body types. They were longer. I was a little bit like shorter limbed. And they took him. And I didn't get drafted that night. And I remember going to bed and I was like super bitter. Yeah. So it was like when I got drafted the next day, I was really excited, but I was also like just frustrated.
Because your friends and everybody was there. You feel?
I was disappointed.
Yo,
like the green room was like when they finally called your name, was it kind of
a relief?
Kind of put the hat on?
So it was like, bro, like when it got to 15, no lie, bro, when the Bucs passed on me twice because they had the 7th pick, I thought I was going to Tampa because like I visited there. I had a good meetings and stuff with them. But they had came to my pro day and they thought I was working out, but
you're the hometown kid.
Yeah, but I didn't work out, so I think they kind of got a little upset about that. So they kind of passed on me, but I don't really know the true reason. But I feel like that was a big reason. But I thought I was going to Tampa for sure, and then that didn't happen. Then I'm like, okay, Buffalo at 16. I don't think it's gonna be Buffalo. And then I seen the Chargers. I'm like, either the Chargers or Seattle's gonna take me. I know. And the Cowboys to say they'll take me to it.
Had you talked with the Chargers at all?
Yeah. So I talked with the Chargers at the train station. Doing
the combine.
The combine. I had
the train station, bro.
That's how I remember.
It's horrible.
Yeah, I remember like
I can't imagine for you.
I remember
bro.
Marlo in there. Yeah, he grilling me with questions. I'm like, man, come on, man. Like it was cool though, man.
Dang, bro. The Chargers. Looking back, do you think Tampa would have been a distraction?
I'm happy I didn't go that close to home. I mean, that's really the crib. That's like 30, 45 minutes from my house. So, like I say, God's plan is always bigger than the plan that you think that you got for yourself. So,
talk about the transition then from college to the pros. So you come in as a rookie. What were some of like the biggest adjustments for you, be it physical, mental?
For me, man, it was the speed was way different. When I came in, like my first practice, I just remember I'm like, man, like when you go in the classroom, you feel like you got it. You feel like, okay, you seen it. But when a guy moves or motion, as a defensive player, you like, okay, what's going on? So it was like just learning and just like really just understanding the speed and that people are not waiting for you. The quarterbacks are not waiting for you. They're literally making their checks. They're looking, okay, they're going. So I had to really like learn like the speed, and then of course like being like playing in the ACC, like every college quarterback can't throw to the field. They can make throws into the boundary, but in the NFL, man, most of the quarterbacks they're making those throws. So like the speed was way different. The running, you're playing, and then I had to get used to playing a guy every week. In college, you got those, the games, bro, where you're gonna win. Like no lie, we knew we was gonna win some of the games going into, but in the league, you're playing against one of the top receivers every week. You're playing against one of the best quarterbacks, one of the best running backs. So you got to just, in the league, is just way more different than college.
It's so different.
Yeah.
In the speed of the game. I think in college, like there's like the tempo offenses.
Yeah.
There's way more of those where there might be more plays.
Yeah.
But in the NFL, there's just so much that can happen like pre-snap. And teams are so dialed in on getting your eyes in the wrong place that if you're not like laser focused on like what your key is, what your eye progression is, you'll get lost. You'll get lost out there.
Yeah. And then a lot of times, bro, my rookie year, I didn't know everything, man. I was playing off instincts. Like, I just remember, like, if I'm going to mess something up, I'm going to do it full speed where, like, nobody noticed. Like, I'm going to the ball, like, because I still was learning, man. I was a rookie. My first game was Kansas City. And, like, you know what type of team they had, you know what I mean? So, it's like, I was out there, man. I'm guarding Tyreek. I'm guarding Kelsey. I'm like, for me, I'm like, okay, this the NFL. Like, it's the best of the best. And then I think we end up playing, like, the Rams the next week. That's the year they went to the Super Bowl. So, like, the games I got to play early in my rookie year, I feel like it helped me because I'm like, I'm looking back after week 3. I'm like, okay, I didn't play the Rams, the Chiefs. I didn't play the best teams. Like, okay, what's left? And then I started getting more confident. And then it just started to slow down for me more and more. It just started slowing down as the season progressed. Then I finally learned what I'm doing. So it kind of helped me from there, bro.
Where do you get, like, the confidence to, like, because when you tackle, one of the things I love about your game, bro, you never break stride, like, when you're going to get a guy.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of times guys will come to balance, maybe because they don't want to, like, miss the tackle.
Yeah.
But you were just saying, like, bro, I don't care if I, like, mess up. I'm going full speed. Like, where did you get that? Because for me, I don't know if it was because I was drafted a little later than you, but I always felt like I had to be right. Yeah. And I couldn't mess up or else I was going to lose my opportunity. Yeah. Like, did you just feel in your head, you're like, they're going to give me more opportunities? Or where did you get, like, that sense of, like, I'm not even worried about failure. I'm going full send.
So it was just me having the confidence, like, man, me knowing the type of athlete, knowing what God blessed me with, and just, like I say, those battles that I had in the neighborhood, man, I'm telling you, man, when I tell y'all that it's guys more talented than me that I played against growing up, and it gave me the confidence, like, every time I go out on the field, like, if I miss a tackle, it's either me or you. I'm coming to hit you. Like, if I don't hit you, I will be back in 15 seconds, 20 seconds to try to do it again. So, like, I always just had that mindset, and like I said, I started to develop my talent. I started to get better at my angles. I started to really get, like, good at it, and then having that mindset to go do it too, and having the speed and all the athleticism to do it, I feel like that's what really helps me.
When you miss a tackle, what goes through your mind?
When I miss a tackle, I'm very mad at myself, and what's going through my mind is that I wasn't focused. I wasn't focused enough. When I miss a tackle, I feel like I'm not focused because it's rare that I'm gonna miss a tackle. I feel like if you focus, all tackling is, man, focus, put your eyes in the right spot, and really just running through somebody. But I feel like when I miss a tackle, it's not me being focused.
In those battles, like in the neighborhood, would you like lose?
Yeah, I would lose. Sometimes I would get hit. Sometimes we play sideline bus on the concrete. Like, we playing against, if it's a mailbox or a car, like, if you go to the sideline, you're getting hit. Like, we play in the backyard. We play anywhere we can play. You can get hit to the fence. Like, literally, bro, it's guys in my neighborhood going over gates to catch a ball. Like, we used to have small fence. Like, the athleticism, like, the mindset is just, I'm telling you, bro.
Because I think a little different, like, for me, I grew up, like, in Indiana, which we were talking about before the show, is like a basketball state.
Yeah.
But, like, I was a big football and baseball guy. But the level of competition, I don't think was the same as, like, what you're describing. And a lot of times, like, I would just win every single time. And so I'm wondering, like, if guys that come from environments where they learn to lose almost, if that helps, like, you in terms of your mentality.
Because, man, think about it. If I go and I'm killing everybody and I'm knocking everybody, tackling everybody, what is that teaching me? Like, that's not doing nothing for me. But if I go and it's like, oh, yeah, I felt you, like, okay, I got to come with my best every time, every rep, that's a different mindset. And I feel like that's what I got to go against every day.
I got to jump to, because I keep having this thought. One of the questions in the mailbag was you and Keenan one-on-ones. Bro, you go against Keenan every camp in one-on-ones.
Yeah.
It's lit.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you guys each had 5 reps on offense and defense, who wins out of 10?
Who gonna win? I go to receive.
Yeah, you get 5 at DB, and he gets 5 receiver, and then y'all switch.
I'm going to win because I'm going to go to receiver. I might get 1 or 2 more passes than he get because I'm going to go to receiver. I don't know how Keenan DB skills. I know he plays safety, but I don't know about corner, though.
So you think you going to sneak like 2 or 3 reps as a DB?
Yeah, as a 2, get me about 2.
Just all you need is 2.
All I need is 2, really. And then on offense, I'm going to get me by another 2, 3, and that's how I'm going to win it.
Maybe I'll have to get Keenan on to hear his take.
You know Keenan going to say he's going to go 5 for 5. You know,
he's going to go 5 for 5.
Yeah, you know Keenan say.
Bro, I love watching those battles in practice.
It'd be fun, man. You see, we really call each other out. Like, if you notice, like, it's not like coach say, hey, y'all go. He'd be like, hey, DJ, where you at? Or I'd be like, Keenan, let's go. Get up here. Let's go. It's always like he calling me out or I'm calling him out. And that's what you want. You want to go dog on dog. And that's why I told you that that's all I know. So, like, if I'm saying that, like, growing, like I said, I'm growing up, that's all I'm playing against, it stayed with me. And, like, on this level, I treat it the same. Like, whoever the best guy is, I want to go against him. Like, just like, for example, when we was in we was racing and stuff and we was doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to turn everything into a competition because that's all I know, bro. That's how I am. You know what I mean? I feel like that's what brings the best out of me. So.
Bro, I feel like as a competitor, you've done like 2 things. You've learned what it means to lose and how to deal with that, like growing up in that environment. Yeah. But you've also like learned to like stack successes and like let that like breed your confidence. Yeah. Like whenever you have a win, you're like, yeah. That's what it's right, look like. That's what it's gonna look like because I'm the best. Yeah, and that's why I'm the best. Yeah, and you kind of just put those away. I'm interested, like before games, like do you do like any like visualization or like you see some of those like wins you had as a kid or in college or like those big plays you've had? Is that like something you do before games, like get yourself in the right mindset? Yeah,
before the game, I'm always just going back to that childhood when I was 5.
Yeah, take us through your pregame routine.
So man, when I'm out there, when they doing the national anthem, after the national anthem's over, or before the national anthem, I always walk the field before the game with no shoes on because I always played growing up with no shoes on in the road. I played with no shoes, and I always felt like I was faster as a kid when I take my shoes off. So when I race somebody, I always take my shoes off. When I play football in the grass, no shoes. So what I do before every game, I always walk the field pregame. And I just close my eyes. I walk the full end zone, the rectangle, like in the back of the end zone, the whole field.
All the way around.
And I just always walk the field, and I just like take myself back when I was a kid playing in the neighborhood with my homies. Like I always just envision myself already making the plays before, like tackling somebody already before it happened, making an interception, like doing everything, all the small things. I feel like that's going to help me and just getting locked in before the game, man, really.
What's in the headphones?
Man, you know,
are you like a like laid back guy, or are you kind of like a upbeat, like?
It depends.
Because I know you're bringing the energy when the game starts, but I'm like to get in that mindset, that frame of mind. Do you have to calm yourself down?
Yeah. So I got calm music. Believe it or not, man, I listen to R&B too, man. I listen to love music, R&B. It ain't always like rapping, like screaming and hype music, because I feel like that you don't want to be too hype. Sometimes I feel like you need to be like right where you need to be. So sometimes I'm like going in mellow, like. I may have just listened to a love song, but I'm finna come out here and you gonna feel me. Like it don't matter like what I'm listening to. I feel like, but I like to have my mind calm.
One more before we get to kind of the off the field stuff, because I want to talk about the Safety Corner Foundation. I want to talk about your esports and your Madden. Yeah. How has being like a father like changed your approach to like football? Has it like I don't know, added a sense of urgency, like I got to provide for this little man. Like, I got to set the example. Like, what has being a dad been like for you this past year?
Man, this past year, my son about to be 1 in July, and it's been amazing. It's been life-changing. I feel
DJ3.
Yeah, DJ3.
Trey.
You know he
Shout
got
out to Trey.
But, man, I feel like, man, this last season was really a credit to him, and I feel like a lot of it happened because of him. You know, he was born in July right before the season started, and, you know, with me going through the adversity I went through, you know, my girl was pregnant the whole time I was rehabbing and stuff and getting back. And I just, like, man, used to go to sleep and just used to always think, like, you know, how do my son want to look at me? Like, you know what I mean? Like, does he want to look at me somebody that quit, gave up, or does he want to look at somebody like he went through adversity, like he really did it? So, like, no matter what I was feeling, whether it's sore, hurt, like it didn't matter because I feel like it was for him at the end of the day, making sure he has a way, making sure that he sees like, okay, this is what my dad is. This is really my dad. So that's really what I feel like the whole season was a credit to him, and I feel like he kept that fire lit even more, wanted to get back out there even more because I'm like, okay, now I got somebody that's I know rooting for me. You know, that's really in my corner. And as a man, it's nothing like that. You got kids. You know that feeling. It's nothing like the love you have for your kids and what you willing to do for your kids. And I feel like he was a big reason and credit for that.
And that's cool because they watch everything you do.
Everything, bro.
Everything.
Mm-hmm.
And we're their biggest teachers. So, talking a little bit about your game, I know you're nice.
Come on, bro.
On the sticks.
Madden, you know it.
I know you're nice on Madden.
Yeah.
Like, were video games always something you did, like, growing up and you were good at? Or kind of what was that point where you, like, became elite?
Yeah.
Elite at Madden. Like, not just good, like,
yeah,
but elite, like, on a national and world level.
So, like, man, like I said, my same little hometown that I keep bragging about, man, is like, that's all we did, man. We played the video game, and after
So y'all were in the yard, and then Mom said we got to go eat dinner. So you're eating dinner, so then we going to compete on the sticks.
Yeah, so we'll start with the sticks. We're going to start with the sticks. We got to, in the morning time, like, I'm not, like, my mom used to, like, have to yell at me and say, you can't go to people's house at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning trying to play video games. So she used to yell at me, so she put, like, a little curfew on the thing where I couldn't go to my homie house till, like, 10 or 11 o'clock when I was, like, younger, like when I was younger. So we'll go over there. I play the video games till the morning, and then about 2 o'clock, like the hottest time of the day, man. That's when we really will get it in. We'll get it in, and then after that, we'll go play video games again, or go to the Boys and Girls Club, whatever we had planned. And then we're playing football all the way until the street lights come on. When the street lights come on, we're gonna go in the crib. That's what it was, man. And over that time, I developed how to play Madden. Like we was playing Madden back when Michael Vick, it was the glitch where you could just run with him every time, like the fake quarterback run, and just like I think that was like Madden 2004 or 5. Like, and I've been good at the game like since PlayStation 2, and like over the time I just started getting better, playing more people, and then when I got to the college level, I started in Tallahassee. I started playing against some of the pros, like some of the like professional Madden players. So I really got good at the game. I went from being like good at the game to like, now I'm breaking down the game. I know all the tricks, everything into the game, and from there, you know, I now run a couple franchises that I got, you know, with pro players in it, like active pro players that have won belts and won like hundreds of thousands of dollars and that are currently in some of my leagues. So you know, it took off from there.
Wait, so talk about that. Your franchises. What is that? I don't know much about esports.
So it's what I do is, man, like we got Xbox, we got PlayStation. So I have 2 leagues on Xbox, 2 leagues on PlayStation. It's 32 users because it's 32 teams. Yeah. And what we do is we do a draft. We draft all the players that's in the NFL. And like I say, some of the players are pro players, like, and we play against each other and compete against each other. That's how we get better at the game, though. Just competing against, like I say, playing against the best competition.
Are there like prizes for like winning the league? Like,
man, I feel like no. So the one I got on Xbox, we just playing to play. But the one on PlayStation, you know, we do prizes and stuff. I do like, for example, last year I gave giveaways like I invite somebody to a Chargers game or something, or like field passes or something like that. You know what I mean?
Bro, that's so cool. How many hours a day do you feel like? Man, obviously, you played a lot more probably growing up, but like, do you have to play to like keep up?
Yeah, I played, man. I really started to play more when I went through those adversity, those injuries, man. Because think about it, when you're injured, man, you're not in.
You're on the couch.
Yeah, you're not traveling with the team. So you're on the couch. You're like, you know what I mean. So I'll say, man, really about 3-4 hours at least a day. I'm like at least 3 hours I'm playing a day on Madden. That's like at least. And really, I feel like, man, it's just everybody need to have something that calms them down and, you know, puts them at peace. And I feel like Madden just takes my mind away from, even though it's still football, it just takes my mind off of everything, you know.
For me, that's it's like surfing and playing chess.
Yeah, whatever. Whatever. Everybody got one
I used
thing.
to love Call of Duty. Like
For
back
real?
in the day, bro, I used to love it.
Yeah.
I used to love it so much. And then I got married and had 2 kids.
Yeah.
And I feel like when the second kid comes, the
Yeah.
time becomes
the time,
tight.
yeah,
it becomes
for sure.
tight. Before we get to these mailbag questions, talk a little bit about what you and Jalen are doing with the Safety Corner Foundation. Really cool like video. I think we can go on your IG and check out what you guys did But what are you guys trying to accomplish?
So safety corner, right now we're in LA. We plan to expand to Tennessee, his hometown, and Florida, where I'm from. But right now we're coming together and, man, trying to help less fortunate kids, because we both grew up during the Boys and Girls Club era and coming up on that. And we just want to come together and just really give kids an opportunity, give them a outlet, you know what I mean? Because I'm a safety, he a corner, and we feel like, why not come together and just make it safety corner and connect? We both went to Florida State, and I feel like we making plays on the field. Why not help outside the field too? And just using our platform. And like I said, we just had our first bowling event, Super Bowl week, down in LA Live, Lucky Strike. And it was a lot of fun, man. Got a lot of feedback, and we'll continue to do more and help more, the more people we can.
So I know all these kids are looking up to you. Are you guys raising dollars and then
we're raising money. All the money none of the money comes to us. We make $0 from all the money. All the money we raise, it goes to the kids. And
getting school supplies or getting like
everything.
Cleats.
So from school supplies to book bags to cleats to everything. We're really doing everything. I just sponsored this 707 team with all your uniforms.
That's cool, man.
Like gloves and stuff, and really everything in Tennessee. And it's a lot of kids, man. They give a lot of feedback, because kids got Instagram and like all these social medias now. And I get a lot of messages. I'll look, man, and be like, man, thank you for.
They're wearing the gloves.
Yeah, they're wearing the gloves. Like, thank you for like helping us, man, and thank you for all the little stuff. And that's what gives me excitement. That's what gives me joy when like somebody can really say, man, that really helped me. And just seeing the smiles on some of the kids' face, man, it's priceless, bro.
All right, bro, let's buzz through these mailbag questions. We already hit the one with Keenan and the one-on-ones. DJ says he's taking it. He's taking it, Doug. All right. If any, what draft prospects have caught your eye that you'd love to see on the Chargers? You looked at any of these guys coming out?
I like Jordan Davis, big boy from Georgia. I like a couple receivers. I like some tackles out there too. The NC State tackle, he nice.
Specifically the Jordan Davis, bro, when he ran that 4.8.
Yeah, was you watching that?
He like, you know how like a lot of guys, like their faces are like cringing and they're like just
calm.
straining.
Boy was calm.
He was calm.
Yeah, for sure.
Smooth.
So it's a couple prospects I like for sure. I'm sure we're gonna come away with somebody nice, because like I said, I went at 17. It should be something out there.
The thing is, this draft is probably similar to your draft. It's loaded.
Yo,
this draft is loaded. About the only thing it's not loaded in is quarterbacks.
Quarterbacks, but we had the quarterback. So
we got a quarterback for the next 20 years.
Yeah, we good. Herbo the GOAT, man.
Herbo
the GOAT, man.
He coming on in a few weeks.
Oh, for real?
Oh man.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool. Man.
All right, here. There were about 10 plus about the Honey Badger, Tyrann.
Yo.
Y'all are close.
Yo.
Everybody wants to know, man, what's the word on you got any inside scoop on his free agency, or is it on the DL?
I've been trying to get him over. Like I told, I've been recruiting since the Pro Bowl. Like literally every guy I seen at the Pro Bowl, I'm like, man, all right, you can help us. Like come do something. So I've been trying to recruit. Like I say, it'll be fun to have a guy like that. But if we don't, man, I'm confident in the guys we have too on our roster already. Either way, man, I'm excited.
Yeah, I love our roster, man. I love our guys. All right, last one. What do you think is the best part of your game? I feel like you do so much. You do so much in the passing game. We saw you blitzing, great tackler. You can move in the open field. Like, what has there always been something like growing up that you're like, I can always fall back on this?
I say it gotta be. It's just my calmness and knowing that I can do it, no matter what it is on the field. Just being calm about it. Because if you see when I'm playing, I'm never like straining out of like control. Like I'm taking my angles. I'm going to make the plays that I'm going to make. So I really say just my calmness and my confidence that I have to play with.
Which is huge, bro.
Yeah, that's everything.
The NFL is like, they always said, like the guys coming in, they're like, it's 80% mental, 20% physical. Like, don't spend too much time on the physical.
Yeah, because I feel like everybody can run, everybody can jump, everybody's strong, of course, but I feel like, man, when I'm calm, when you move a piece, when you shift your whole formation, when you whatever you're doing, like I'm okay. Now I do this. I make my adjustment. I do what I do. So being calm throughout it, whether it's third level play, whether I'm at linebacker play, or whether I'm on the D-line rushing, just being calm and knowing that I can do it.
Bro, this hour has been a blessing. I know all the listeners.
All love, bro.
Yeah. No, I appreciate this, man. You're obviously a big name and a big part of our team and a huge leader. and a huge voice. And I appreciate you coming on here and sharing your story, because I know the listeners it's going to impact a lot of people. And you got a special story, bro. So appreciate
Love you, bro. Appreciate it, bro. You already know. My dog.